agriculture is different from the uh, irrigated area. In our India, total agriculture land is divided into two types. One is dryland agriculture, second one is irrigated area. Understand? Irrigated area, dryland area, irrigated area. What is irrigated area? Some agricultural land is provided irrigation by the canals, tube wells, open wells, by the constructed dams. So where water supply is given from the dams, then wells, that is called irrigated area. Understand? And it is a 40 percentage in our India. This can increase up to 55 percentage if we try, and remaining 45 percentage of the cultivable land is dry land area. What is a dry land area? The area depending only on rainfall. Dryland agriculture refers to cultivation depending on rainfall. That means the area solely depends on rainfall. That is called dry land agriculture. Understand? So here in dry land area, some specific crops are cultivated. Jowar, bajra, groundnut, ragi, cotton, soybean, red gram, Bengal gram. These are the crops for which dry land is suitable. In all these crops in our India, 84 percentage of the dry land is allotted for pulses cultivation. That means in overall dryland area, in overall dryland cultivation, pulses are grown in 84 percentage of that area. And production of pulses also not increasing as a year by year is passing. It is becoming more expensive because dry land is very difficult. It depends on rainfall. So rainfall may occur in the in time, may not occur in the in time. There is uncertainty in the rainfall, right? Sometimes it may lead to the floods. So the expenditure on growing the pulses is increasing, and production of the pulses is not increasing. Okay, so what activities, what we have to do to increase production in dryland areas? Cultivation of crops on dryland areas is very difficult comparing to the irrigated area. Understand? See, in irrigated area, irrigation is provided and HYV seeds are used. Understand? In irrigated area, irrigation is provided along with the HYV seeds. Whereas in a dryland area, it's very difficult to provide irrigation. So there are certain challenges faced by dryland area. Understand? Let's find out that what are the challenges of the dry land. The first one is rainfall should be conserved. When rainfall occurs, such a rainwater may flow very fast from one area to another area. So soil may not get time to absorb it and stand. That is the first challenge in the dryland area. When rainfall takes place, such rainfall should be observed by the soil, and that should increase groundwater level in that area. So the first challenge is conserving the rainfall. Understand how much rainfall it conserves. That's the first step. Understand? It means their flowing rainwater should be regulated instead of flowing quickly. That what we call runoff. The flowing water is called runoff. Understand? So runoff should be reduced in its speed. So there are several ways for conserving the rainfall. Understand? For conserving the rainfall, we have several ways. Understand? What are those ways we see here? Understand? One is we need to undertake watershed development programs. Watershed development programs will help in conserving the rainfall and increasing the groundwater and also recharging the groundwater. Understand? So what are the programs under watershed development? Understand? One is afforestation. Their land should not be empty. Plants should cover the land. If tree cover is there in dryland area, these tree cover reduces the flowing speed of the water, that is runoff. Runoff is regulated by the tree cover so that the soil gets much time to absorb the water. In such a way, there will be recharging the groundwater into the ground and increases the groundwater level by afforestation. That is one method to conserve the rainfall in dryland area. Second is bunding. Bunding, instead of keeping the land level, there will be unevenness in the land. That means bunds are arranged in the empty land. What is meant by bunds? Their embarkments. The land turns to unevenness. Let me show here by drawing. Okay, look at this. In this way, they construct the bund. Understand? This is one, second, third, fourth. Understand? What we call these are bunds. Understand? So how is the land level it is there? Is it a flat one? No. Is it a leveled one? No, it is uneven one. So what happens when rainwater flows? When rainwater flows from this area, you will find that there is some shallow part here. Okay, what is there? Shallow part, which I am showing in yellow color. Okay, this shallow part. So what happens here? The water, when it comes to this area, there will be much time for soil to absorb and increase the what you call groundwater level and stand. So these are called bunds. What we call them? Bunds instead. So bunds is the second method for conserving the rainfall. Okay. And third is building the check dams. Check dams are constructed. So when rainfall becomes excessive, then excessive water is flowing to low-lying area where it is stored. Then another is tanks, చెరువులు. Tanks also constructed to increase the groundwater level. So these are the programs carried under watershed development program for conserving the rainfall. Some other programs also there. That is soil fertility. Soil fertility also should be protected. That means the fertility of the soil should increase. How? By adding organic material, that is compost, then manure is added to that one. It is a natural one. Okay. So these are the programs or activities taken to conserve the rainfall. Understand? So the major challenge of the dry land is what? It is what to call the conserving the rainfall. So to conserve the rainfall, all these programs are carried. Understand? And here the farmers in dryland area they grow Bengal gram, red gram, that is Shanagapappu, Kandipappu, then Bajra, uh, then what you call Sajjalu, Jowar, Jonalu, Ragi, soya bean, Palikaya, groundnut, cotton, all these they cultivate. Okay. And here in dryland area, the farmers have to go for providing, they should be provided with a new variety of seeds suitable for that region. That region is things farmers should be aware of soil fertility and to which crop it suits and what is the organic matter in that soil. This knowledge is very essential. If a particular organic matter, for example, nitrogen in the soil is decreasing, then to increase the nitrogen in the soil, there what to call farmers have to grow different crops. Understand that what you call here mixing of crops. Understand that is a crop rotation. When crop rotation takes place, there the soil fertility is protected. Okay. Suppose if they cultivate red gram, then after they should go for bajra, which is sajjalu. Okay. So after that they should go for groundnut. In such a way, they need to protect the soil fertility by adopting a mix of crops. That means multiple cropping. Understand? We call it is multiple cropping on the same piece of land. And the farmers are in India are very small and marginal farmers. They did not have capital with them. So they should be provided a capital in time to purchase the needs what they have for cultivating the specific crop. That means loans. It means that loans should be provided to these farmers in dryland area for their inputs. It may be purchasing the seeds, it may be purchasing the tractor, okay, or taking rent of harvester, pesticides, understand? And whatever the crop they cultivate, that crop should be provided a supporting price, minimum support price. What is minimum support price? It is a price which covers the expenditure made by the farmer with normal profit. Understand? That is called minimum support price should be given to the what to call these farmers. Understand? And in the dryland region, farmers should be given the knowledge of using HYV seeds. Which one? Using HYV seeds. Understand? So there the knowledge of growing different crops and the best way of using the HYV seeds should be adapted in a drylands. These are the what to call things to be done. So what we have seen is what is dryland agriculture we have seen, then how much a percentage of a dryland cultivation is there in India, what are the challenges of a dryland cultivation also we have seen, then what programs should be adapted for increasing the fertility in dryland. Okay, let us see that effects of the green revolution. Okay, in second phase of agriculture, government have adapted a specific program called green revolution. In last class I have given about green revolution. It is a specific program introduced in the agriculture in order to increase the production of certain crops, right? So what is the result of using these green revolution? Understand? Green revolution is associated with spread of HYV seeds. Understand? What that HYV seeds are used in the large parts of the country, and newer crops has led to increasing the crop production. With the green revolution in which HYV seeds are used, helped India to turn to self-sufficient in food grains. Dear students, self-sufficient in the food grains refers to India standing on its own in food grains. Okay, in the amount of food grains. Earlier we imported food grains as the food grains were shortage and not able to and not able to meet the requirements of the people, we imported the food grains. So with the green revolution, the first point is India turned to self-sufficient. This is the first point. Okay. And second is that there is a rise in the food grain production. This is the second result. Food grains production has increased. Understand? And third is that imports from other countries are reduced. Earlier we imported many food grains. Now imports are reduced. Okay. Today in our India, imports are only 3%. Okay. We see that only 3% of imports from other countries. And food grain production increased 5 times from 1950 to 2015. In 1951, it was 51. It was 51 million tons in 1950 to 51. By 2014 to 15, increased to 253 million tons. So there is a 5 times increasement in the food grain production with a green revolution. These are the positive signs of the green revolution. There are negative signs. All these points are covered under increase in production. So what is the effect of the green revolution? The first one is increase in production. Which one? Increase in production. Understand? So production has increased. Understand? What has increased? Production of the food grains increase instant. Today, the government through FCI storing a large scale of food grains with FCI. Understand? What is meant by FCI? It is Food Corporation of India, where food grains are stored. Large stock of food grains are available with the FCI. FCI maintains godowns in which food grains are stored, and these food grains are used when there is a shortage. When there is a chance of a shortage, at that time, government releases food grains from FCI. Understand? In India, sometimes there may be drought, sometimes there may be famines. So whenever we face drought and famine situations in the country, government releases food grains into that area through FCI. So FCI is supporting for storing the food grains instead. And the procurement of food grains also used to supply to those areas where the people are not accessible to it. In the year 1967, the stock of food grains with India was only 19 lakh in 1967. How many? 19 lakh tons of food grains uh, stock. 19 lakh tons of food grains were stocked with FCI in 1967. Okay, and that increased to today is 220 lakh tons. How much? 220 lakh tons instant, which is great progress of the what to call food grains instant. Look at here, 220 lakh tons. It is 1/10 of the food grains produced in India is with FCI instant. That is a what to call important point we have to note with the green revolution instant. So these one point we have seen instant. In the next class, we will look into the bar diagram. Uh, then we look into the other effects of the green revolution. Okay, so let me stop the class here.